All right, so we have The Shy, Season 3, Episode 10, the season finale. Now, before I get into this, just want to remind y'all this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't checked out the episode, make sure you check that out and then come back to this video. Now, I want to start where the show left off in the previous episode with Ronnie being murdered. So that's where it picks up, and you see Ronnie's funeral. Bunch of people were speaking. Tracy was there. His two friends that moved to Springville came back, and everybody was just honoring Ronnie. Now, I was a little bit surprised they didn't spend more time on Ronnie's death because it was such a big part of last episode. It's kind of like, okay, in the beginning of it, they spent maybe 2 minutes on the funeral, and then that was it. On to the next. So I was surprised that there wasn't more involvement with the aftermath of that. Understand he was homeless, understand he had a complicated relationship with the community, but it seemed like him and Papa Father became close. Kevin had newfound respect for him. It would have been interesting to see Keisha's thoughts on his death, but none of that was explored. It's kind of like they just moved on to the next. Now, Keisha. This picked up from last episode as well, with her dealing with the news that she is pregnant, whether she wanted to keep the child of her kidnapper and rapist or not. And you see her in the abortion office, but she couldn't go through with it. And you see that she ends up deciding that she want to keep the child. And this is going to be interesting to see in next season, the aftermath of that, whether she can fully love and accept that child, knowing that the only reason that child came to be was because she was kidnapped and raped by a crazy f boy. you know, so that's a difficult decision, and I know there's women that face that decision in real life, and there's really no right or wrong answer to this particular question. I mean, whatever the woman that circumstance want to decide, that's what you gotta honor. Now you see Kevin came in, bust in when Keisha was crying and talking to Nina, and you see Kevin saying that you can't keep it, and that's the wrong reaction. I understand his emotions though. Um, Kevin, being the little brother, don't want to be reminded of his sister being kidnapped in such a stressful time. But again, the way he expressed his frustration was all wrong, and sometimes that's to be expected being an adolescent. And speaking of Kevin, him and Gemma is getting closer. You see that they actually decided to go through and have sex. I don't know where Gemma's father was at when all this was going down, because it seemed like he was keeping close tabs on her. But somehow, I don't know if he was out of town or what was going on, but they ended up doing that. Also, Gemma tells Kevin that she tried to commit suicide before, and they starting to just open up to each other and learn more about each other past. So it seemed like that's going to be a relationship we need to watch for season 4. Now let's get to Papa's father. Now we didn't discuss that he seemed like he may be a corrupt preacher, and he was laundering money for Otis Perry, aka Duda. But my question in all this is, wasn't he just taking money from Camille? Like, what happened to that? It was never really explained what happened with the business relationship he was having with Camille, and then all of a sudden he with Duda. Kind of weird to me. I don't really get that. That wasn't fully explained. Why he jumped ship? Was he working with both of them? I don't know. But that was a little weird to me. But anyway, he ended up getting arrested. But he I guess he told the authorities everything that they wanted to know, and they ended up releasing him. Papa actually was standing up for him, standing up to him for once. And it seemed like Papa might be losing a little bit of respect for his father. So going into next season, it'll be interesting to see what's going on with Papa Father and how their relationship developed. Also, we never got an answer to the woman he mentioned last week. I think it was Angela. We never, it never was explained who she was and why Papa Father wanted to see her again. I don't know if it was a prostitution thing going on or um, I don't know. We don't know what happened. So that's still an open storyline. So Jake. So Jake and his brother Trig go to court. Duda didn't show up, and Trig get custody of Jake, and everybody seemed to be happy with the situation. Amari, I think the name was there, was back this time, and it looks like that's going to be the family. But Duda didn't show up on purpose because he had another plan. His plan was to get Trig to handle the street business now that he's mayor. And this was a little confusing to me as well, why Trig accepted this. Trig is still under the assumption that Duda killed his brother Reggie, but still decided to work for Duda. And I don't know if it was to keep Jake at his current school, but that decision seems a little odd to me. Um, it just doesn't fit in with what we've seen from his character all season, in my opinion. But, that's what happened, and that's another storyline for next year. And finally, we have Emmett. Now, I thought maybe to find out about Emmett and Dom, but Dom wasn't even in this episode at all. It was just straight Emmett, Tiff, and, Emmett mother, Jada. And I was like, okay, when is Tiff going to find out about Emmett and Dom? But surprisingly, she doesn't find out. And they actually went through, tied the knot. Um, Emmett and Darnell, their relationship is funny. It was a few funny moments with them. But yeah, they actually went through, got married, and yeah, that was that. They seem to be happy. Now next season, will the Dom storyline come back? I would imagine it would have to because Emmett and Dom are in business together. So I don't know if we heard the end of that. So that's pretty much was the season finale. It was okay. It was okay. Overall, this season was okay to me. Definitely out of the 3 seasons, this was definitely the worst out of 3 in my opinion. And just one more thing I want to mention too. Camille lost the mayor race to Duda, and she did not use whatever was the evidence that was brought to her by Trig and Jake. And that's another thing that kind of puzzled me as well, because if she was willing to give Papa Father money in order to get where she needs to go, why would it be above her to use whatever evidence that was presented? Doesn't really fit in, kind of inconsistent to me as well. But that's just my opinion. And again, like I was saying, this was the worst out of 3 seasons in my opinion. It was okay, but it doesn't leave me yearning for season 4. When season 4 comes out, I will check it out. But it's not something I'm dying to see. You know, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, there was at times I felt like the season was all over the place. Just with the storylines. They finally. Oh, one more thing I think I should mention. They finally wrapped up the storyline of Tiffany pregnancy with Emmett. She got an abortion. She ended up talking to Keisha. about that. So we finally, after the whole season, got a conclusion to that storyline. But just like the storyline with Sunny, felt a little bit rushed. I don't know how he was in so much financial trouble already, and what happened to the relationship between Sunny and Emmett. I don't know if he cool with Emmett having his place. We don't know. So there we go. Overall, okay season, but again, doesn't leave me yearning for season 4, even though I will check out season 4 when it comes out. I don't know. What did y'all think about this season? How did season 3 of The Shy compare to seasons 1 and season 2? Y'all let me know. But this is Shaw signing off and say what I mean. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share if you're feeling the content, and peace.